Okay, so in Unit 3 we're going to dive into solving a lot of different kinds of problems that are going to involve a lot of loops and a lot of logic, and just because of that we're going to use strings a lot, so we're going to review a lot of these concepts. The first thing you want to remember about strings is that they are immutable, and what that means is they cannot actually be changed. So when you create a string object, there are a lot of commands that are going to make it feel like you can change this hello to something else. So let's try to, like if I say s1.toUppercase. The toUppercase method, the way that it's named, it makes it sound like it's a mutator method, but it's not really. It would look like, and by the way, I closed this class off down here, but just scroll it down a little bit. It looks like toUppercase is a mutator method, and it looks like this should change the hello string, but you'll notice that it won't. See, hello is still all in lowercase. So take my word for it, strings are immutable, and what that means is that once it's created, it will never be changed. Now, you may think, wait a second, why on earth do we have this toUppercase? Well, the idea is anything that looks like it's a mutator method is actually generating a whole new string somewhere else in memory. And so if you want that string, you have to point to it. So the idea is if you wanted to get an all capital version of hello there, you would have to say s1 gets s1.toUppercase. And now we are reassigning the variable to a brand new object. What object? Whatever object is returned by the toUppercase method. It seems like this may be a small deal, but it's not a small deal. It's a big deal. The original hello string is not being changed, and we can prove it right here. Watch, if I say string s2 gets s1, so now I have two string variables, s1 and s2. They both are pointing to the exact same string in memory, and then the s1 variable is being repointed to the s1.toUppercase variable. And then what I'll do is I will create a new line and then add on the s2 string as well. And if I am telling you the what I do? Oh, there we go. If I am telling you the truth, then s1, the very top string, will be in uppercase, and the bottom string will be the original string. And if I'm lying, it'll be something different. But I promise you, I'm not lying. So there you go. Sure enough. Okay. So this should show you that strings are immutable, or at least, well, is a demonstration. It doesn't prove it, but trust me, they are. Another pitfall is people think that substring cuts up the string, right? If I say s1 dot substring from 0 to 2, right? You're going to think, oh, that's going to cut up the string, right? Nope, it didn't, right? S1 did not change. These are the same things as they were before. If you want to grab the substring from 0 to 2, you have to take one of your variables and repoint it at that substring. So now S1 will be reassigned to the brand new string that is being created by the substring method, okay? And the length is going to be 2 characters. It's going to start at the 0 char and include it, and go up to the second char and exclude it. And there you go. So he in capital letters. So again, anytime you're going to change a string, you have to actually create a brand new one and repoint your variable at the new string. So I should also take a little bit of time to remind you about how indexes work. Remember that the very first index is 0, so 0 is a legal index. The last legal index is the length of the string minus 1. Okay, so remember that the length of the string is the countable length of the string. So in HELLO, the countable length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 letters in the string, so the length is 5. However, the indexes go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so the last allowable index is 4. So I had a bug right there. I named it char instead of charat. The name of this method is charat, and it grabs the character at the index here and returns it as a char primitive. But this is a legal index. This is the last legal index, right? If I were to print these, so I'm going to comment this out. You'll see the compile. So when I grab the 0 char, it should be the H, and when I grab the last char, it should be the O. Sure enough, there's the H and there's the O. Notice that if I take away the 1 and I try to grab the char at the length variable, it's not a compiler error because the compiler doesn't know how long the string is, but at runtime I'm going to get what they call a string index out of bounds exception. String index out of bounds range 5, right? 5 is out of bounds, so I can't do that. Now one thing that's interesting is that you can actually put s1.length in the second parameter of a substring method. So if I say substring, and hold on, the return type here is going to be a string. So let's say I want to return the whole string excluding the first character, so that'd be from substring starting at the 1 character and including it, and if I put in s1.length in the second parameter, since substring excludes this character, it's actually okay. This will not be a runtime error. You'll see that I get LO right there. And so you don't have to worry about going out of bounds by 1 in this location. But if I go out of bounds by extra, right, if I do length plus 1, then this will give me an out of bounds error right there. Okay? So be careful with substring. Be careful about putting in s1.length into your as index locations.